Hey, what is up everybody? Thanks for clicking on the video. David Pendleton here. I am playing some Golf Impact and it is time to start tour number 10, which is the Taj Mahal course. You know, what's really cool about this is I've maxed out the first 9 tours, so if we go back to the beginning of the game, everything is going to be closed out and tour number 10 is now open and available. Haven't played it yet. This is my first time playing it, so I thought I would go ahead and record my session here and see how this particular tour plays. My overall strategy, just for, I would say, versatility with the shots and the video, is I'm going to mirror whatever ball my opponent plays. So if my opponent plays a super rookie ball, I'm going to select that. If they play a basic ball, I'm going to select that. If they do a premium ball, I'll do the exact same one as them. So that's what we're going to do here for tour number 10. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. So we're going to start off with a par 4. And if I go first, then I guess I'll just select whatever ball I want to. Premium balls are pretty easy to get in this game. You can get them for free. You can get them with gems as well, so it's not like it has to cost you real money. I do know I've had some comments of people asking if I could use them a little bit more often when it comes to one-on-one tour play, so I figured a higher tour here might be a good chance to give those a shot. But our opponent is starting off with the Spice ball, so that's what we'll go ahead and select here as well. Spice ball is a good ball when it comes to wind resistance, so it's kind of one of those mid-tier free-to-play balls. Our opponent does crank out a perfect shot with quite a bit of curl, so they're going to go over the rough and land very nicely on the fairway. So our opponent, great drive, should easily get to the green in 2 shots. I hope you're enjoying playing Golf Impact. If there's anything that I can do to help your game or help you become a better player, just leave me a comment. I do the best that I can to answer every single comment that comes through. We're going to try to go the exact same route. We're going to try to go over this rough here, doing the same thing as our opponent with a little bit of curl to the right hand side and some overpower mixed in. Pretty heavy wind here at 12 miles per hour. And we also hit a perfect ball, so I think this is going to be a good drive for both of us. I almost put a little bit too much curl on that shot, but as you can see, it worked out just fine. So our approach is both going to be pretty similar here. We're about 20 yards closer than our opponent, so unless one of us messes up the approach, we should be heading to a tiebreaker. This is going to be a tougher shot for our opponent. As you can see, they are caught in between clubs. That's going to throw a wrinkle in their shot here. I would probably underpower this a little bit more. I feel like their shot is going to go a little bit long here. Yeah, but what do I know? Great shot at the end of the day. Well played. And here we go. Looks like tour number 10 right off the bat. Going to be heading to that tiebreaker. All right, so we have no danger of getting caught in between clubs, but we did outdrive our opponent by about 20 yards, so we do hit perfect. Uh-oh, we might get this one to get in the hole. Get in the hole! Oh, and we do drop it from 100 yards out with a beautiful eagle, so there will not be a tiebreaker. We are starting off tour number 10 with a long distance approach eagle, so nice. It's always a great way to start off a little pre-recorded stream here. We'll see if we can't get a rematch. Rematches are tough to get, you know. Especially when you drop a shot on an opponent, they don't typically want to come back and play again, but that's all right. Let's keep this party going by heading into another game here. All right, Ricky, let's see what you got. So now we're going to be playing hole number 9, which is a par 5. Looks like we can go left or we can go right. You know, I'm not really familiar with this course at all. I don't remember playing this in tournaments when I used to play tournaments. But we'll see. So our opponent's using a super rookie ball here. Now, probably not the most optimal ball to use in this situation because of the wind resistance. The wind resistance is 30% with this ball. So that means you're going to be cutting down the wind quite a bit. And this is a long par 5, and you're getting tailwind. So, you know, the thing with a tailwind shot is you would want to use less wind resistance with a powerful ball. The reason that would be is because you don't want to cost yourself any yards on the drive. But here our opponent drove the rough. So this is going to be a situation where we're going to talk about strategy. First, I'm going to change the ball to go with the same ball as our opponent, even though this isn't the ball that I would use. But that's okay. And I'm going to go ahead and drive the right-hand side of the fairway here. The right-hand side of the fairway looks a little bit more forgiving, but it looks like we have to get a lot of yards due to the trees. The trees could get on our way on shot number 2. Left-hand side, probably the best route to go, because if you execute the drive, you're going to get a clear shot to the pin. But our opponent made a mistake already. So the strategy here for me to give to you is anytime your opponent goes first, oh man, I'm going to drive the rough too. Too much curl. All right, well, we learned, so that stinks. But, you know, what I was going to say is when your opponent makes a mistake, it's very important that you don't go with a crazy drive, right? There was no reason for us to go with a max overpower drive and accidentally hit a great ball and end up in the rough. Now, we ended up in the rough anyways, just because I obviously misplayed the fairway and I used too much curl. But this is a situation where we should have won this hole in regulation if we would have drove the fairway. So really important, if your opponent ever drives the rough on a long par 5 to begin with, when it's your turn, do everything that you can to land on the fairway. Just an unfortunate mistake there by me. But that's okay. We're still going to be close enough to try to drop this shot for an eagle. Obviously, it'd be a lot better if we were putting in, but that's not the case. I do look forward to maxing out all the tours in the game. It's going to take quite a bit more time to do that. I think I need 700 more trophies to unlock the final tour of the game. But once I get there, I'll be happy to stream again and show you my progression. Okay, so our opponent stuck it on the green. Close enough for an easy putt there for them to get in. 4 yards away. Let's see what we can do to try to win this hole right off the bat. If we hit perfect, we're going to be close, you know. You never know if they're going to go in all the time, but perfect shot. Get in the hole, baby. There we go. Dropping it in for an eagle. So back-to-back eagles to pick up 2 wins in tour number 10. So we're starting off perfect so far. That's awesome. Even though I messed up the drive, I was able to pick up the chip in from about 60 yards away and get us another victory. All right, so no rematch there. We'll just keep on rolling to our 3rd match. All right, another par 5 here. Looks like we have a left and a right option as well. We'll have to take a look at the course and make quick decisions. Does help when your opponent goes first to kind of get a better read of everything. I hope these videos are helpful. Hopefully, if you haven't started tour number 10 yet, or if you're struggling on tour number 10, hopefully this will help you along the way. Now, we are going to go first, so per request, I'm going to go ahead and use some premium balls here. The New York ball is a great versatile ball. It's a lot of wind resistance too, 40%. Now, I know I just talked about how that's probably not the best thing to do when you're talking about tailwind shots, but I don't have every premium ball memorized, but I do know that this one and the Desert Ball are among my favorites. These are the two balls that I use most of the time when it comes to the clan match shots. So just because of familiarity here, I'm going to go ahead and use this ball. Now this time we do crank out our drive. This is going to be a really long drive. I think it's going to go over 400 yards. Got 435, so that's a monster drive there. I didn't even go max overpower. Now the reason I didn't go max overpower is because I really wanted to hit perfect and make sure this time that I land on the fairway. And hey, look at this. We used a premium ball and our opponent's using a premium ball too, so that actually worked out. Now this is a good ball here. Now you see here, I think this is the Fiji ball maybe. 14% power, same thing as the ball that I'm using, but they're getting minus 10% wind resistance where my ball was minus 40%. So if they hit, let's say they do the exact same setup as me and they hit perfect, they're going to outdrive me. Well, not here because they're not using overpower. But let's just say they use the exact same overpower as me and we had the same club and we both hit perfect. They would outdrive me because of the less wind resistance. Now the thing about this one is if we head to a shootout, I would be having a pretty big advantage because I would have a 40% wind resistance ball to where they would only have 10. So I would be significantly cutting down the wind strength when it came to my tiebreaker shootout shot. You'll notice if this is your first time watching me, I use a hefty amount of backspin when it comes to my approach shots. I do feel like that gives us the best ball control when it comes to trying to drop these shots. This is going to be a difficult shot to drop. You know, when it comes to this shot right here, I don't anticipate making it, okay? But what I do anticipate is getting close enough to the hole to make sure that I have an easy putt for eagle and to apply the pressure on our opponent to hit a strong approach shot as well. So that's mission accomplished. We're right next to the hole. Easy putt for us. If our opponent doesn't land on the green, then again, this is a situation to where we might just pick up the win with no tiebreaker needed. Another piece of advice that I could give you when it comes to this game is you really need to have a strong understanding of the wind ring system. The general rule of thumb when it comes to these shots when you're adjusting for the wind is to move your target 1 ring for every 2 miles per hour. Now that's not exact science. It's a great starting point, okay? Some holes play different. You know, some of the greens, they slope in a certain way that you might need to adjust a little bit more, a little bit less. But again, just a general rule of thumb to get the ball close is going to be 2 rings for every 1 mile per hour. This is something that I've covered a lot in other golf impact videos. Not going to go into any depth on that today, but if you're wondering how I adjust my shots, that is how I adjust my shots. Our opponent hits a good approach shot as well. They're probably about 6 yards or so away from the cup. So we're both going to be putting in for the eagle. Now the also thing here about golf impact is for the most part, there's no automatic putts. I know that we're both really close. And this close, I could get away with a great putt. But, you know, you start talking about putts that are, 10 yards out or longer. There's not a lot of forgiveness when it comes to a great shot. You do need to hit perfect to get the ball in the hole. And I do really like that aspect of the game, making the putting a little bit more realistic and challenging. So you'll see here our opponent's 5 yards away. Now they're aiming on the right-hand side of the cup, so if they hit a great right, that could have been really dangerous. You want to make sure that each time that you're putting, you're aiming at the center of the hole when it comes to your ball guideline. Again, if they would have hit a great shot to the right there, they would have missed that putt. But they didn't, so we're going to be heading off to a tiebreaker. Cool part about tiebreakers in Golf Impact, if you're new to the game, is you're going to be taking your shot from a random place on the course. It's not going to be from the tee box. In fact, it's never from the tee box. You and your opponent will take a shot from the exact same position. It could be from the fairway. It could be from the rough. So, you know, it's just a random spot. Hopefully we can hit perfect here. And we do. It's a dead center perfect, so the shot should come in close as long as my spin adjustments were good. Maybe a little bit too much backspin. So too much backspin here, 1.67 yards away. I mean, it's close, but it's definitely beatable. If our opponent has a strong understanding of the ring system, you know, they could learn from my shot there. They could see, hey, wait a minute, you know, his ball ended up short with a perfect ball, so maybe need to use a little bit less backspin with this particular way the green rolls out. So we'll see. But, you know, anytime you're putting the ball within 2 yards of the pin, even if I were to lose this game, more times than not, you're going to win your games. Now, haven't played a ton of one-on-one games. I'm less than 400 games overall, I believe. I've played quite a few tournaments. Always play the clan match. Clan match, probably my favorite aspect of the game. Yeah, see, our opponent's going to come up short too because they went with max backspin. So, you know, this hole right here, very close though. I mean, 2.26 to 1.6. You're talking about razor thin margins when it comes to us picking up the win, but we do pick it up. Maybe we can get a rematch since that was a good shot, since that was such a good game. But nope. They're gone. Okay, so we're chopping it up. We're 3 for 3 here to start off tour number 10. All right, par 5. So this is we've played this course already. We're gonna go first again. Let's take a look at the wind. Again with the tailwind. Like I said, we're just going to go ahead and just roll with this ball here. We don't know what our opponent's using yet. Now, last time, it felt like I almost went with too much right curl, so I'm going to reduce the right curl a little bit here. Just go with a little something like that. Hopefully we stay out of this rough here to the left-hand side. Our ball needs to stop. Stop, baby, stop. There we go. Okay, so maybe a little bit more curl was needed there. 443, again, just an absolute juggernaut of a drive. So that puts a ton of pressure on our opponent because if they don't hit a good drive here, they're going to be in a world of trouble. And darn it, they're using a spicer ball too, so they're going to have a difficult time when it comes to this hole here, keeping up with us. 365 total games on this account. Probably about the same though on my other account. I don't play a ton of one-on-one games. You know, I really just played previously to make sure that I could upgrade my clubs along the way. I feel like our opponent really needed to push or drive a little bit more, you know, going with a more overpower shot. But, you know, hopefully they can get themselves in the middle of these trees here and get themselves a clear shot to pin. I think they can. 213 yards, that's definitely reachable. So, could be a situation to where we both end up on the green again. So here, we could get caught in between clubs a little bit. So, I'm going to take it with my mid iron. Well, we're hitting everything perfect so far, so that's always nice. Now again, when it comes to this shot right here, I'm not expecting to make it. It'd be nice if I do though. Come on, baby, get in there for the Albatross. Absolutely. So I was saying I wasn't expecting to make it, right, but if I do, then that's always a plus. Again, this is where it comes down to having a really good understanding of the ring system. I mean, we've hit some good shots so far. 100-yard eagle, and this one was, 100-something yard albatross as well. Our opponent is able to get to the green in 2 shots. They're able to get through the tree line as long as they adjust properly. Probably need to move their target over to the left, though, because they're getting a 10-mile-per-hour wind push from left to right. So, this is a situation to where they could clip the rough or something on this shot, or the sand. And they're using curl to the left. It's a strange shot, but that's okay. It's going to be really difficult for them to pull this shot off and even think about tying the hole. So, hey, that's exciting, though. We are 4 holes in on tour number 10, and we've won all 4 holes with, a couple really beautiful drops, and then one very close game there when it comes to the tiebreaker shootout. So far, so good. We're rolling along. Perfect Beauty, Taj Mahal. We haven't had a par 3 yet, so that's one thing that you do play on Golf Impact is par 3. So, surprised we haven't had one where this is our 5th game in. Okay, so our opponent's going to go first. Super Rookie Ball. So that's what we will swap out to. You can go left or right here. I think both is going to be just a fine option. I think driving to the left-hand side is probably a little bit more difficult. This shot right here is probably going to go, as I say, it's probably going to go into the sand, but it went into the rough. They didn't move their target enough to adjust for the wind on the drive. So, again, a situation here where all we really have to do is land on the fairway, and we should be picking up a win here in regulation because they may not be able to get to the green in 2 shots. It does look like here, if you can pull your shot off to the left-hand side, you have a better approach at the green. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to drive to the left. We're going to use some overpower with a little bit of curl to the left. Maybe not too much curl, just something like this. Again, first time playing this course, so we learn by our mistakes, and the best way to learn is to hit perfect and see what happens. We do hit perfect, and that's fine. We'll take it. We clip the rough, and we roll out. So we're going to be within 100 yards and easy to get to the green in 2 shots. So it's kind of like I was saying here, our opponent didn't have even a chance to get to the green in 2. The biggest thing when it comes to this game is make sure that more times than not, at least 90% of the time, that on all of your drives, on par 4s and par 5s, you're getting yourself on the fairway. It's so crucial in this game. And then, of course, on your par 3s, you really want to land on the green. That goes without being said, though, right? This is a tougher one to pick up a drop on. I mean, almost 11-mile-per-hour wind. We're just trying to hit perfect, get ourselves on the green, and then putt in for a potential win. About a yard away. So our opponent needs to make this, you kind of see them here, I should say, just guessing on what's going on. Guessing the wind, I should say. So we'll putt in, and we'll be 5 for 5. Appreciate it. Okay. I would like to get a par 3. Excuse me. Par 3 would be nice to kind of show you a little bit of the variance when it comes to this game. See if we can get a rematch. Not so much. Okay, so now we'll go back here. 125 trophies already, and there it is. There is the par 3. Oh my goodness, I'm playing somebody from my clan. I don't think I have ever seen this happen before. That is really odd. Now it's raining, okay? So when it rains, that means the ball's gonna die on the course here. And what I mean by die is you're not gonna have too big of a rollout. So when the green and the fairways are wet, the ball hits and it kind of just lands and just kind of sputters out. So they're using a Christmas ball here. I do believe I have this ball, so we'll try to match this one. Can't believe I'm playing somebody from the same team. I've never ever seen that. I didn't even know there was a possibility. Perfect shot from our opponent. One bounce and clear. Nice. Woo. Good shot. Gonna put some pressure on us to try to do the same. Is this the ball they used? I believe it is. The hardest part here is to try not to over curl this shot. I don't know if that was enough curl, but the worst part is you could put too much curl on and then clip the rough. Son of a gun, which is what I did. I over curled the shot and ended up in the rough. So we're going to lose this game unless we get lucky and we chip in from the bunker. And there we go. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. You finally got to see one of mine. But, you know, obviously our opponent put a killer shot together. And they are in the hole for the birdie. So 17 yards out of the bunker, you know, not impossible. Hitting out of the bunker is a little bit more difficult. You see Samuel here giving us a little bit of a trolling, I feel like, but that's okay. Well, we do hit perfect. Oh, but we miss. Tough. Oh, tough. Well, good job by them. That was awesome. Maybe we'll get a rematch here. I don't lose too many games, so good job, Samuel. Way to take one from me, buddy. Oh, they left. Come on now. We're going to go in here and chat with them for a second. Well, good job to them. I mean, if I'm going to lose, right, if I have to lose a game, why not lose to somebody in your clan, right? It's not that you don't get clan points or anything for it, but hey, you know, it's kind of cool. But hey, you know what? We've won 5 out of 6 games, right? So that's not bad. I don't pretend to be a math major, but I'm pretty good at it. And the last time I checked, I think 5 out of 6 is somewhere around 83% winning. So, you know, we would take that all day. Overall, I think I'm right around there. Yeah, 87% overall. So, we're doing all right. Our opponent, another good shot here on a par 3. Putting it, 4 yards away from the pin. So now we got back-to-back holes of pressure here. Let's swap this out. I believe they're using the Vega ball. opponents are applying the heat right now. A lot of curl on this shot too. So we're uh-oh. 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 Oh, that's trouble. Wow, we're going to go back-to-back losses here. We're going to roll onto the fringe. Well, it's better than a long putt, so at least this is going to be makeable. But holy smokes, I thought I was going to be like, 5, 6 yards away from the pin. And there we go, hitting the slope and rolling backwards. So should have went with a little bit more top spin or a little bit more overpower. You saw that I think I went with both because I saw that slope. But obviously it wasn't enough, so we could go with back-to-back losses here if we don't get ourselves into the hole here on the chip in. 22-yard chip in. Almost nothing in this game is a give me, okay? So we're going to put the ball guideline through the back of the pin like that just so we don't fall in short. And we're going to go 5.5 rings here. We need to hit perfect for sure. And we do hit a dead center perfect. Okay. Goodness gracious, David. All right, we dropped the shot for the birdie, so now we can head on to a tiebreaker. We're both using a Vega ball. I can't recall if I've ever lost back-to-back games before. We could be looking at a potential first time. All right, we will beat that. So, unfortunately, our opponent isn't going to make the tiebreaker. Fun for your viewing pleasure, because they're too far away. We'll easily beat that. Now, we are going to play it a little bit safe, though, because I don't want to hit that slope again and have to eat my words about easy win. Uh-oh. Oh, now we're in trouble from a time perspective. I got caught in between clubs, which means I have to readjust my shot for accuracy purposes. We're going to have to use a little bit of overpower. We hit perfect still. Woo! The hole in one. Okay, so it was a bit of a scramble, everybody. Bit of a scramble, but we do pop in the hole in one, so goodness gracious. We're back on the winning track, right? 6 out of 7. I think I got time for maybe one more game. Yeah, we'll play an even 8. What's this over here? Ah, Samuel. Bought the impact pass. Nice of him. There we go. Looks like he took the coins he won from me and opened up some of our opponent's scorecard to see their scores. So, you know what? We'll consider that a donation. All right, last one for me, everybody. At the end of the day, this has been a pretty good session. We're going to clearly win more games than we lost. We've got a hole-in-one on a shootout. We've got an Albatross. We got a couple Eagles along the way. So I'm pretty satisfied with how this went today. Okay, our opponent is using some type of ocean ball here. I'm not familiar with this one. I'll have to dig through the bag quickly to see if I have this one. 14% power, 30% wind resistance. I mean, I'm sure I've got something that's dead comparable to this if I don't have this particular ball. But I think I have every ball the game offers, so should have it in there somewhere. All right, our opponent's in the rough, so we need to make sure that we land on the fairway here. Although probably close enough for them to to get to the hole in 2 shots. So very quickly, do we have that ball? We do. There it is. Which way do we want to go here? We're gonna try to go that way. Okay, we really loaded up a shot there. I think a great right is going to be okay. Yeah, perfect. Oh wow, do you see there that fairway? Fairway has a fast roll on it. We hit some part there, and the thing really took off there on the roll. But that's okay. 50 yards away, easily going to get to the hole. It's possibly a makeable shot too. We'll see what the wind angle is going to be. Our opponent is going to be caught in between clubs too. So what I would do here is I would back my target up just a little bit. I would apply a little bit of top spin, and then you want to adjust this one again right around 5.5 rings. Oh, but our opponent sliced the shot, so wow, they got lucky there. That it could have been a disaster. So they could still make this. But the thing is, most opponents don't make these types of shots. So for sure, we're going to be landing right next to the hole, hopefully in the hole. Perfect headwind. So this is definitely a very makeable shot. High wind strength. To dead center perfect, so it's going to be close. It's going to be in. There we go. That's how we wrap it up, everybody. Wrapping it up with the eagle. So just a lot of shots made. Overall, I'm very happy with how this session went. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you'll learn something. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you thought of the videos. What else would you like to see? But besides that, I just appreciate all the subscribers. I appreciate the support. If you could just do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up, and then I will see you soon for my next Golf Impact play. Thanks, everybody.